My partner's dad confessed to me that he's had a spiritual urge to bliss me out ever since walking in on us, and now I'm not sure if he's just super creepy or completely delusional. My partner and I are both 19, and his dad, who's 60, has been acting really strange for the past few weeks. He's been avoiding any conversation about it, which has made things feel even more off. The other day he was driving me somewhere and said he wanted to talk about what's been bothering him, so me thinking it would probably help him to get it off his chest, I said sure. One thing to understand about him is he is very spiritual, very into meditation and balancing your energy and all that sort of stuff, so it's making this very confusing and I'm very conflicted about it all. He told me that it all started a few months ago when he walked in on my partner doing something very intimate to me. He said he saw my pupils dilated as I was clearly aroused and my arms above my head, and he saw my armpit hair and got this overwhelming sense of wanting to bliss me out with cunnilingus, but he made it clear that he didn't want to make love with me. He said it wasn't in a sexual way, but a sensual way because he wanted me to embrace my goddess, spiritual term for inner self as a sexual/sensual being. On top of all that, he told me that my earthly goddess, physical form, was beautiful, and that he really likes my neck and the shape of my chest. He claims he just wants me to be confident in myself and not be self-conscious because I have nothing to be self-conscious about, and I'm a beautiful young woman who is more powerful than I realize and I should carry myself around the world with that knowledge. He admitted that he was ashamed for thinking what he thought and for visualizing it and everything, but that he wanted me to walk away from the conversation feeling good about myself, because that's how he intended all of that to come across. I don't think he's talked about it to anyone else and I haven't told my partner yet, partly because I don't know how, but also because I'm still trying to understand it all myself. I trust him and I know he wouldn't do anything to me that I didn't want, but there's just this unease I feel around him now and he looks at me almost like there's this secret between us and it's really unsettling. I don't want my partner to confront him about it because what if he takes it the wrong way, or what if I've taken it the wrong way and it was all harmless? I really don't know how I feel about it all. Obviously I'm embarrassed that he's seen me in such a vulnerable position and the fact that he wanted to bliss me out like that is really weird, but maybe I'm reading into it more than I should and he's just talking about me embracing my goddess and learning to balance my energy. It's been a couple of days since the talk and I'm so confused and I want to tell my partner but I just don't know how to. Edit to add, when he mentioned seeing my armpit hair, the reason he wanted to bliss me out is apparently because he likes things to be natural, and he said it could be called a fetish which made me really uncomfy and super conscious of my t-shirt sleeves whenever he's around. Small update in the comments, last night I was making tea and when he came up to grab his mug he brushed my hair away and was looking at my neck. It made me so incredibly uncomfortable, and I'm definitely going to tell my partner. He's been saying a lot lately about how his memory isn't what it used to be and sometimes he can't get words out when he knows what he wants to say, so I'm going to bring up that it could be some sort of health concern when I talk to my partner. Thank you so much to everyone who offered help and support. Update 2 days later, I told my partner and they were very shocked and disgusted that their dad would do or say something like that. They've been super protective of me and haven't let me be alone with him at all since, and the only reason they haven't gone nuclear on him is because I asked them not to. He got me alone again this morning when my partner was out at work and no one else was home, and we talked about how it was uncomfortable, and it really just sounded creepy the way he was trying to justify it all. He brushed my hair away from my neck and held my face and I said it was uncomfortable and didn't like it, and he kept doing it and just said some bull crap about me needing to learn to be comfortable being vulnerable, and to ask myself why I'm uncomfortable, and it was just a really unsettling thing, especially because he did all that while claiming he respected my boundaries. He said he wanted to consume me and talked about how he wants to help teach me how to harness and embrace my goddess, and when I told him I didn't like that, he brought up so much intimate stuff and he said that that was a part of getting to know yourself and learning what you like, and it just made me feel so icky. I'll keep updating as things progress and keep myself safe. Thank you so much to everyone who gave advice and especially to those of you who are spiritual and tantric practitioners who said it wasn't normal behavior. You helped validate my experience and feelings and I feel less guilty over all this. Second update 6 months later. So since everything in that post happened, me and my partner and him all talked about it and it was awkward and horrible, but in the end I thought we'd resolved it, or at least come to some sort of conclusion. Since then everything's been relatively normal. But today my partner's dad came into my work to talk to me about everything. I work in a pretty small store so it's quiet most of the time. In essence, he said that seeing me in that vulnerable position unlocked his feminine side, spiritually. He told me that he's a lesbian, but he doesn't want to change his gender or anything, and that he doesn't see me as someone he wants to be intimate with, but as a lesbian lover. He said he loves my insecurities, and he loves that I have insecurities because I don't need them. I'm very beautiful, and I have a beautiful body and he's jealous of it. He admitted that when I gave him a hug recently he nearly kissed the nape of my neck, but just as he was about to, he stopped himself because he realized what he was doing. He told me that when we had that big chat with my partner about everything, it hurt that I and we saw him as a dirty old man, but if I saw him as a dirty lesbian it would be fine. He said that every moment he's focusing on me, he's making love to me, spiritually. He said that he doesn't get hard anymore. Obviously he said not to tell anyone, and that's where I'm torn. It's such a bizarre thing for him to say to me, and I don't want to out him if that is genuinely how he feels, but it's seriously making me so uncomfortable and I just don't know how to deal with it on my own. Also, how the heck do I just say to my partner, hey, your dad told me he's a lesbian? When he said goodnight to me just now, I was alone in the kitchen and he put a hand on my shoulder and said, "You are so beautiful." I just kind of looked at him and didn't say anything. I've already told him my boundaries and that I don't in any way reciprocate those feelings, but he doesn't seem to respect that or understand that I'm uncomfortable because that was never his intention, and in him saying all those things he just wants me to be confident in myself because I'm beautiful and he adores me. I genuinely don't know what to do. This is such a freaking weird situation and I can't deal with it. I told my best friend and she said it's serious sexual harassment and I need to find another place to live. After the whole nearly kissing me thing, I don't have much faith that he wouldn't actually do something or try something, and I'm so scared. I was finally at a point in my life where I was relatively happy and confident in myself, and he's just taken it all away from me. I want to change every part of myself so he won't be attracted to me anymore. I want to shave everything. Body hair is a fetish of his, and when I told him I wanted to shave my armpits because of him, he said, "Don't do that, they're beautiful," and get more tattoos or cover myself in scars. He likes clean skin, just so he won't find me beautiful anymore. I hate that he's got this much power over me, but I just don't know what to do. Third update: 4 months later, some people have been asking me how everything is going. Everything was fine. I thought we'd moved past it again. Famous last words. I know. He went for a walk a couple days ago and sent me this text. "Please don't share the problem with having a pancake butt, combined with a muffin top, is that the muffin pushes down on my pants and there's nothing there to hold them up, just my slippery slide butt. So whenever I go on a walk, I'm constantly pulling up my jocks and jeans without trying to be noticed. To add insult to injury, when I lose weight, the pancake gets flatter and the muffin seems to stay the same. I'm cursed. I like pancakes on their own, but those days are gone for me. What the actual hell? How is this on any level okay? What could have possibly possessed him to think this was an okay thing to send to his son's partner? Then he goes around the house making all these comments about how he's alone and no one cares, and he's always screwing up and embarrassing himself and he doesn't deserve crap. I'm freaking miserable, but it's not financially viable for me right now to move out. I don't have my license or a car, neither does my partner, and my work is a short walk from the house, so I couldn't even move too far away unless I transferred to a different store, which I don't know if I could do. Plus there's a bunch of other stuff I can't go into without sacrificing my anonymity. I need to get out of here, but I just don't know how. I don't know how to move forward. It just kinda seems impossible at this point.